Hello, Caitlin. My name is Cassandra Garza.
Hi.
Okay, thank you for coming in today. I just wanted to let you know what will be happening today in our session. It will be about, I want to say, 15 minutes long. I'm just gonna try to get to know you better, so that ways we can fit you with the best counselor that we have, someone who can help you with your situation. Um, If I'm not your counselor, then there will be another counselor that will have access to your files, and you will also have access to your files yourself if you ever want to review them or whatever it may be. I understand that you already signed our confidentiality form. I just wanted to go over some key points with you. Okay, so everything you say in counseling will be confidential. Unless you become a danger to yourself or others, then I want you to understand that that is where I will break confidentiality. Other than that, your secret's going to stay here in the office. If you don't mind, I will be taking notes while you talk so I can review your case file later on. Now, tell me a little bit about what brings you here today.
I guess I've been really stressed out lately and I don't know where to go to. I have been dealing with, I guess you can say, a little bit of a weight issue lately. I am very unhappy with where I am right now. I feel like there is nothing else to do. I've tried, working out, all that stuff. I do skip meals sometimes. Sometimes I don't know it, but I am starving myself. And I guess you could say it's already getting to a point where my family is taking notice into it.
Okay. So, who brought you in here today? Was there a particular reason? Did your parents recommend it?
My mom did. My parents are divorced right now. I live with my father, and my mom is the one that actually told me to go in to talk to somebody about this issue. At home, I guess my dad is constantly picking on me, and I tell my mom at times, and my mom, she is very unhappy with what living conditions I'm living in. She feels like that is kind of like the cause of my stress and everything. And she started noticing when we went out to dinner a week ago that I wasn't eating, and that if I did eat, I went to the bathroom. Um, I went to the bathroom and I wasn't feeling good. I threw up. I must have been feeling sick. But my mom thought that it was something far worse. And I kept telling her, no, it's not that, and that I was just feeling sick. But in reality, it was because I was feeling really bad for eating.
Okay, so you would say that maybe you forced yourself to?
I felt sick. Like I felt like I should not have eaten, and I just threw up.
Okay. Um, so let's go back. I remember you said that your dad was picking on you. What exactly would he say, or would he tell you, like, specific things?
He just, he points things out to me. Like he'll say, like if I'm eating dinner at the table, he'll be saying like, oh, like what are you eating? Like you shouldn't be eating that, or like why are you eating? You've been gaining weight, mocking me, telling me things like that, and I feel like he is the main reason why I feel unhappy at home. And at times, I try not to talk to him, and I feel like that's affecting my relationship with him.
Okay, does your mom notice when your dad tells you things?
Yeah, because she'll call me from work and I'll be having a bad day, and my dad is just picking on me, and she just takes notice into these things.
Okay. Okay. So let's talk about work. How's work been?
Work has been good. I work about 35 hours a week, and I go to school. Work has been good. It's bridal season. I work at a bridal store. It gets stressful at times. I deal with customers every day. Um, some of them are rude, but because those are bridezillas. But I mean, work has been good.
Okay. Would you say that maybe work also has a part of you not eating? Maybe you
Yes.
see brides going and starving themselves and you feel like you should be like one of them?
Most definitely. I feel like maybe, especially because at work there is a measuring tape, I constantly measure myself. And I feel like I am always, trying to maintain a certain number in my waist, hips, all of that. And so I remember I look back at pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was a size, 4, and now I'm like a size 8, and it's like, oh my gosh, I went up 2 sizes. So I feel like, work, and then also work, I do tend to skip meals because of how busy I am during the week. I have school, work, all of that, and I feel like, I never have time to work out. I never have time to do practically anything for myself.
Okay. Has it ever affected you at work? Have you ever passed out? Have you ever like just
There
gone
was,
off of some?
yes, there was once where it happened maybe about a month ago where I just, it was a busy Saturday, and all of a sudden I just started feeling really hot. My heart was racing really fast. Um, my vision started blurring, and my hearing just, started fading out. I didn't know what to do at that point. I was panicking, and luckily, so I was panicking, and my manager, he saw me like, kind of freaking out. He came over and asked me what was wrong, and as soon as he asked me what was wrong, I kind of just, passed out. And I just remember waking up a little bit, and my manager and my friends from work, they were asking me like if I was okay, things like that. They told me to call someone to come pick me up, and my boyfriend came to pick me up to take me home.
So you have a boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay, so has he been supportive of you?
Yes, I feel like throughout everything, he's pretty much the only one that I feel. Him and my mom, they're the most supportive right now at the moment. Um, I mean, in a relationship, you tend to, gain weight, things like that, and he understands because he gains some weight too. But I mean, you know,
Okay, so he's never picked on you or anything. Okay. Um, I I heard that you said your parents are getting divorced. So how do you feel about that?
um, it is extremely different to deal with, especially because I went from, going to family functions. I know that Easter just happened, and, Easter is a holiday to spend with family. And well, this year was a little bit different. I had to spend it with my mom in the afternoon, and then I spent it with my dad and his family in the evening. And there was constant, asking, how's my mom, how's this and that. And it was just like, I have no answers to give, and it's just kind of depressing that they're going through this. And although, I do love my boyfriend, I feel like I do have some sort of commitment issue because of them.
Okay, so you feel like because of your parents' separation, that maybe your relationship with your boyfriend might fail? Or
Yes. I feel like if my parents didn't work out, I mean, why would me and my boyfriend work out? There's always constant debate in my head, like, oh, work out. Um, but I've been dealing with some sort of depression now because of them.
Okay. Will you say that when you do spend time with your dad, does he continue to pick on you or has he stopped?
It's not like, every time he picks on me. He just does it every so often, but those times it really affects me. I feel like, he needs to act his age and be a parent, not so much like, a kid picking on someone. I try to understand it, and I try to understand his, maybe he's going through something and he's taking it out on me, but I just, it really affects me, and he doesn't know that.
Okay. Okay. So you said that because of your parents' divorce, you felt like you were developing some commitment issues with your boyfriend. Oh, what do you mean by commitment issues? Like,
I guess, just paranoia a little bit. I feel a little like he's gonna cheat on me, or he's gonna be the one to ruin the relationship.
okay, kind of like what I'm guessing that's what your father did to your mother?
Yeah.
Okay, so you feel like if your dad was able to cheat on someone you've known for your whole life, somebody that you trust, you feel like your boyfriend would do the same thing to you.
Yeah, I mean, my boyfriend is super understanding. There are days where he tells me, that'll never be us. He's not like that. He would never do that to hurt me, things like that. And it does put me at ease, but I constantly, in the back of my head, I think, like, if my dad could do that to someone that he loves, like, why wouldn't the person that loves me, why couldn't they do that to me? So I'm constantly thinking about that. Um, I don't know. And then I guess like all of this stress, I mean, I tend to stress eat because I'm, stressed out from school, work. Um, but you eat and then you just feel sick and you just, you throw up. Um, at first, I didn't think it was a problem. I kind of just did it because, of course, I felt sick. But now my mom is now taking notice into it because I have been losing weight. I mean, it's not a good thing, not something that I'm proud of because I'm not doing it the right way. But I mean, my mom is noticing because I am getting a little lightheaded every now and then, like at work or at home or even on the road driving.
Okay. And you said you go to school. How does school affect you with your eating?
It's stressful. Um, there are so many assignments, so many, papers, so much studying to do. And I feel like, when I'm cramming for an exam or if I have two assignments due on the same day or, things like that, I mean, I'm at home and I'm hungry or I tend to, like eat. Um, and of course after I just feel like complete crap for eating and I just,
Throw up. Okay. Well, what are you studying for? That's
I am currently doing a bachelor's in biology, and I am hoping that I could become a biology teacher.
okay. How close are you to
I
pursue that goal?
need like 2 more semesters, and I should be done and graduating. But there are times where it has been very stressful because, there's been delay in my graduation time, and I feel like, I'm never gonna get there.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, do you eat before school, like a simple apple,
I
or
try to. I try to eat oatmeal in the morning, but it's been very hard because I tend to sleep a lot lately.
okay? And do you feel like sleep a lot, do you feel like maybe that has to deal with being empty because you don't eat, or do you feel like you're sleeping a lot because you're depressed, or
I honestly don't know. I'm just so sleepy. I go to sleep maybe around midnight and I wake up around like 9. I go back to sleep by 11. I'm up again. So, I mean, I'd rather be asleep than, eat a good meal for breakfast to be energized during the day.
okay. I'm reading here that you do spend time with your mom and your dad, right? Who do you stay with? Do you stay with your mom most of the time? Do you stay with your dad, or
I live with my dad.
You live with your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you ever feel like it's the wrong choice to live with your dad? Do you ever feel like maybe living with your mom would be a lot better?
I do feel that way. I feel like maybe if I lived with my mom, I wouldn't feel so caved in, or, but I can't do that to my dad. I love him too much and I would not want him to feel bad.
Okay. But how does your mom take it?
She wants me to live with her, but again, it's like a game between them, and I just don't want my dad to feel upset or sad that I would choose my mom over him. I mean, he's not dating anybody, so I feel like he's alone, and my mom is dating someone, so I feel like she has someone and my dad doesn't.
Okay. How does your dad feel about your boyfriend?
He likes him for the most part. He does. But again, my dad tries to play off, that no one's good enough for me, things like that.
Good enough as in how, like, because he feels like you're not thin enough, or because no boy will ever be good enough for you, or
Like
how?
stability wise, like he feels like I'm just like, like no one is good enough for me at the moment.
Okay, well, I think I got everything that I need. We're gonna do a follow up next week, probably on Thursday. Around what time would be good for you?
I would say after 3 o'clock.
After 3